Attention in the pits, factory stock group number 1, please get lined up. Group number 1, please get lined up in the chute. Welcome, folks, and thanks for tuning in here tonight. We've got the opening night of the Battle on the Bend live for you on Race On Texas. We're getting ready to get set for the first session of BOM Bank Factory Stock Qualifying. The way this is going to work, we got 23 cars in group number 1, 22 cars in group number 2. Each of those groups will take the 5 fastest cars from 2 laps of qualifying. 5 fastest cars from each group will move into the final 10. We will retime those 10 for your pole award, $1,000 victory. The way this is going to work for the feature race on Saturday night, $7,500 to win, by the way, for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. The fastest time that is not qualified for the feature race is going to receive a provisional. My name is Joshua Bell. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. I'll be on the mic all weekend here at Sabine Speedway. You can find us on Facebook at Sabine Speedway. And, of course, make sure you like Race on Texas on Facebook as well. And here we go for qualifying. Your first driver out from Cut and Shoot, Texas, driving the 5-star Septic John Leda Farms Knowles Performance Engines DAF chassis. Number 27 is Dalton Faulkner. And your second car is from Sugartown, Louisiana, the Tad P Trucking, Dwayne and Marlana Trucking, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Combine Customs Chassis. Number 48F of Dwayne Fortenberry. Dalton Faulkner, 3 wins on the year this season. Won a qualifier event at the Bristol Dirt Nationals in Bristol, Tennessee. He's going to come around and grab the white flag for the first lap of the night. He'll set the pace at an 18.206. Dalton Faulkner with an 18.206. The first lap for the 48F of Dwayne Fortenberry. That's going to be a 19.302. 19.302 for Dwayne Fortenberry. Second lap faster for Dalton Faulkner. An 18.019 sets the pace for the BOM Bank Factory stocks. Dwayne Fortenberry, second lap faster, a 19.218. So Dalton Faulkner at the top of the board with an 18.019. Your next group of qualifiers. First out from Jonesboro, Louisiana, driving the Woodrow Lowe Trucking, Mark Kennedy Plumbing, PTS Race Engines, Laser Race Cars, number L1 of Ben Leedy. And behind him from Colfax and the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Jet Chassis, number 3 of Rodney Howell. Green flag waving on these two competitors. Ben Leedy is the current point leader here at Sabine Speedway in the ACS Limited Modified Division. Trying to set a fast time here tonight in the factory stocks presented by BOM Bank. Rodney Howell has 1 win on the season, came at Super B Speedway. First lap is down for Ben Leedy, second quick at an 18.287. 18.287, first lap for Ben Leedy. Up next, Rodney Howell. He's third quick, an 18.303, not too far behind the L1 of Leedy. Checkered flag now waving for the L1. Second lap faster, an 18.122, still second quick for Leedy. Rodney Howell comes across to grab the checkered flag. Looks like his second lap not as good. 18.303 stands in third for Rodney Howell. Up next, on to the Speedway from Provençal, Louisiana. Aboard the O'Reilly Auto Parts, Joey K's Garage Service, Holman Race Engines, Bootlegger Race Cars, number 15X is Dakota Wyatt. And behind him, from Livingston, Texas, aboard the EC Graphics DNS Electrical Services, Jeff's Auto Performance PBR chassis number 22T of Thomas McNeil. White flag waving for the 15X of Dakota Wyatt. First lap, fourth fastest, an 18.380. Dakota Wyatt has 1 win on the year, came right here at Sabine Speedway. Thomas McNeil, fifth quick, an 18.883 on his first lap. Second try for the 15X of Dakota Wyatt. Second lap faster, but still fourth quick, an 18.349 for Dakota Wyatt. Finishing things up, the 22T of Thomas McNeil. Second lap not as good, an 18.883 stands in fifth for Thomas McNeil. Out of Marshall, Texas, behind the wheel of the Rollos Auto Sales, Mobag Suspension Technology, Rick Sisk Performance Engines, Laser Race Cars. Number 22 is Dustin Hennigan. And behind him, from Bossier City, Louisiana, in the Twin City Towing, Harold's Transmissions, PTS Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 55M is Cody Myers. Cody Myers has one win on the year at Arklatex Speedway. He's the defending track champion at Boot Hill Speedway in the factory stock division. First lap for Dustin Hennigan, fifth fastest at 18.366. 18.366 for Dustin Hennigan. And the first lap coming for Cody Myers, second quick at an 18.098 for Myers. Just 0.07 of a second off of Dalton Faulkner. 22 of Dustin Hennigan, second lap not as good. He's in sixth with an 18.366. And the second lap for Cody Myers, not as good. Still sits in second with an 18.098. Top of the board, still Dalton Faulkner with an 18.019. Up next to the Speedway from St. Amand, Louisiana, in the War Shops by Cade Dillard Racing, Bodies by Donnie, Best Engines, Wild Child Race Cars. Number 14 is Ryder Cantillo. And he won here last Friday night from Dry Prong, Louisiana, in the Bodies by CJ, Hunter and Beck Attorneys, Rodney Howell Performance Engines, Osborne Race Cars, number 234 of CJ Howell. CJ Howell has two wins on the year, one coming at Thunder Valley Speedway and one right here last Friday night at Sabine. White flag is in the air for the 14 of Ryder Cantillo. First lap, not registering for me just yet. $18.325 for Cantillo. CJ Howell, second quick. 18.023 for CJ Howell. He's second fastest. Gonna try to reset my scoring here. The 99 of JT Garland from Cleveland, Texas, your next driver. In the Eddie's Plumbing, JCI Concrete, Best Engines ATM Chassis. He's got one win this year at 105 Speedway. And the 5T of Dwayne Turner. He's from Jonesboro, Louisiana. In the Woodrow Low Trucking, Dustin Routon, Trax Photography, Cap Roofing, Dominator Race Cars, number 5T. '99 of JT Garland, fifth quick with an 18.188. Fifth quick for the 99 of JT Garland. Dwayne Turner, 10th quick, an 18.719 on his second lap. Group 2, attention in the pits. Group 2, please head to staging lane to get lined up for your qualifying. Still got a few more drivers, so do not pull out on the Speedway yet. Next driver is from Alexandria, Louisiana, driving the Henry's Auto Salvage, Bennings Heating and Air, Team 91 Chassis Don, cylinder head number 7S is Cortland Smith. And behind him, from Plantersville, Texas, behind the wheel of the State Energy Inspection, Bad Boy Motorsports Racing Engines by CB, Outlaw Race Cars, number 50 of Josh Ellender. Cortland Smith, first lap, 10th quick, an 18.599 for Smith. And first lap for Ellender. He'll take over the 10th spot, 18.379 on the first lap for Ellender. Checker flag waves for Cortland Smith. Second lap is better, but still 11th quick, an 18.529. Second lap for Ellender, not as good. He's still 10th quick with an 18.379. Still Dalton Faulkner at the top of the board with an 18.019. Up next from Marshall, Texas, in the Blanchard Holland, Rollo's Auto Sales Homebrew Horsepower Battle Wagon Race Cars. Number J27 is Scotty Case. And out of Bastrop, Louisiana, in the CCR Converters Freeland Land Services UFO Motorsports Express Race Cars. Number 09 is Dawson Moore. 3 wins on the year for the J27 of Scotty Case, all coming at Architect Speedway. First lap for Case. 11th quick, an 18.515 for Case on his first try. Dawson Moore takes over the 11th spot with an 18.475. Scotty Case moved back to 12th. Going to try to improve on his second attempt as Dawson Moore spins in turn number 2. Second lap for Scotty Case, 5th quick, an 18.157. 18.157 for Scotty Case. Second lap for Dawson Moore, not going to be as good. He spun around in turn number 2, so he'll sit in the 12th spot with an 18.475. Your next 2 drivers, up first from Lubbock, Texas, in the Scoggin Dickey Parts Center, Brandon's Auto Repair and Diesel Service, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 2X of Brandon Williams. And from Longview, Texas, in the Twin City Towing, Harvey Toyota PTS Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 81 of Ricky Ingalls. 2X of Brandon Williams has 3 wins on the year. Coming at West Texas Raceway in Lubbock, Texas, and Alien Motor Speedway in Roswell, New Mexico. 81 of Ricky Ingalls has several wins on the year. He dominated the Bristol Dirt Nationals earlier this season and has won several races at Boot Hill Speedway as well in the factory stock division. The first lap for Brandon Williams was 15th quick, an 18.662. The first lap for Ricky Ingalls was quick time, a 17.995 for Ricky Ingalls. He takes over the point. Second lap now for Ingalls, not as good, but he takes over the top of the board. Excuse me, his second lap was faster, a 17.948 for Ricky Ingalls. Takes over the top of the board, quick time for Ingalls. Faulkner holds the second spot, CJ Howell in third, Cody Myers in fourth, Ben Leedy in fifth, with just a few qualifiers left. Next driver to take the green flag from Cleveland, Texas, in the AOK Auto Sales Repipe Pros, Brent Bumgardner Engines PRC chassis number 127B of Olin Holder IV. And from Texarkana, Arkansas, aboard the Texarkana Tire and Wheel Pro 1 Transmission Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 18 of Terry Tussey. First lap for Holder was 16th quick, an 18.580. And the first lap for Tussey, 8th quick, an 18.190, trying to peek his way into the top 5. Checkered flag waves for the 127B of Holder. He'll improve to 14th fastest, an 18.402. And the second lap for Tussey, 4th quick, an 18.050. That's going to take Ben Leedy out of the top 5. Terry Tussey into 4th, Cody Myers on the bubble. From Lake Charles, Louisiana, driving the incredible Edible Snowballs Club 20 Suspension Dock Trails Plumbing F1 Racing Engines, number 5M of Michael Harlow. of Michael Harlow. Having a pretty decent year, improving week by week. White flag coming out for the 5M. His first lap is going to be a 19.457. A 19.457 for Harlow. Checkered flag waves, he improves to an 18.998. 18.998 for Michael Harlow. So your fastest overall in group number 1, Ricky Ingalls with a 17.948. Second fastest was Dalton Faulkner with an 18.019. CJ Howell holds the third fastest position with an 18.023. Terry Tussey in fourth with an 18.050. And Cody Myers rounds out the top 5 in 18.098. Those 5 drivers will compete in the top 10 requalifying coming up later tonight to set your $1,000 fastest time. Those of you watching at home on raceontexas.com, we thank you for joining us tonight. Our second group of qualifying is pulling out right now. But make sure to come on down in person tomorrow night and Saturday. Sabine Speedway, 470 Long Road in Manny, Louisiana. It will be a 7,500 to win factory stock race on Saturday night. Tomorrow we'll have a complete show for the limited modifieds, the American Championship Series limited modifieds, that is. Street stocks will be in action Friday night only. We'll have the front wheel drive 4 cylinders. We'll complete a complete show both nights. And tomorrow night we have our first ever Faster Pastor Cup. 7 local pastors will be in attendance to race in the front wheel drive 4 cylinders tomorrow, race against each other. So y'all make sure to come on out and enjoy the battle on the bend. If you've never been to Sabine Speedway, this is the best time to come on out and join us. It will be a delightful show to attend. Saturday night we will conclude things with a $7,500 feature for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Another full show. Another complete show for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds on Saturday night. And we will be joined by the Foy Motors Crate Late Models. Both of those classes will be $1,000 to win. And of course, again, the front wheel drive 4 cylinders will have a complete show on Saturday night as well. Those of you watching at home, we apologize for this delay, having some trouble getting these cars lined up properly so that we can go green flag qualifying for group number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. We are ready to go with your first qualifier in group number 2. First driver to clock in group number 2 from Texarkana, Texas, aboard the W&W Timber A&T Delivery Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 36J of Justin Whitehead. Next car out from Columbia, Louisiana, in the Southern Roofing Bobby's Body Shop PTS Race Engines Raptor Race Cars, number S1 of Jamie Shirley. Justin Whitehead has 3 wins on the year in factory stock competition, making his debut here at Sabine this evening. His debut this season, I should say. Having a problem getting those first 2 times in. 17.887 for Justin Whitehead, faster than anybody so far. Overall, a 17.887, and the first lap for Jamie Shirley was an 18.438. 18.438 for the S1 of Jamie Shirley. Your next 2 drivers from Cleveland, Texas in the Jimerson Racing. Number 117 is Casey Jimerson. And behind him from Anacoco, Louisiana in the Howard Loon Construction Powell & Son AMS Racing Engines MRC chassis number 44 is Toby Earhart. The 11.7 of Casey Jimerson, second quick at 18.250 on his first lap. Toby Earhart, 4th quick, a 19.349. Second lap for Jimerson, better, but still second quick, an 18.175. And Toby Earhart not going to finish his second lap, so he'll sit in 4th with a 19.349. Next driver to take the clock from Sugartown, Louisiana in the Tad P Trucking, Dwayne and Marlana Trucking, Rodney Howell Performance Engines, Team 91 chassis, number 96 is Jody Laborde. And from Colfax, Louisiana in the J&M Sandblasting Bodies by 88M Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 88M of Joshua Martin. Joshua Martin has 4 wins on the year, 2 of them coming right here at Sabine Speedway. 1 win at Thunder Valley Speedway and 1 win at Boot Hill Speedway. His first career victory at Boot Hill. Coming around to take the white flag, completing the first lap, Jody Laborde in the 96. 4th quick, a 19.254. He's going to set the bar. Joshua Martin, 3rd quick on his first attempt, an 18.191, just behind Jimerson. Jimerson in 2nd, Joshua Martin in 3rd. Justin Whitehead, your fastest time so far overall and fastest time in Group 2. Jody Laborde, 2nd lap, not as good. He's 5th quick, a 19.254. And Joshua Martin, looks like Martin's going to stay in the 3rd spot with an 18.191. Up next from Florine, Louisiana in the Warshocks by K. Dillard Racing, Brian Cook Trucks Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 100 plus of Brian Cook. And from Mineral Springs, Arkansas, aboard the Team Smallwood Remax Club 20 Suspension Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 20 of Neil Kemp. Eel Kemp on the season has 10 wins. We are not even out of the month of May yet. White flag for the 100 plus. Apologies, folks. The timing in front of me keeps shutting down, but we'll get it rebooted. And hopefully start seeing these lap times. As far as I know, Justin Whitehead still fastest in 36J, 17.887. And your next driver to take the clock comes from Anacoco, Louisiana. He is the original Sugar Town Watermelon Stand, Howard Lewin Construction, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars. No number on it tonight, but he will be 7L. That is Dwayne Raines. And from Leesville in the Henry's Motorsports, Bud's Auto and Towing, FTS Supply, Outlaw Race Cars, number 15 of Kyle Bassett. Next two drivers, the 56 of Craig Persley out of New Waverly, Texas, and Drayton Graham from Cleveland, Texas in the 66 SAR. Craig Persley was second fastest on his first lap. And his second lap not as good. An 18.043 for Craig Persley is second quick. And around comes the 66 star of Drayton Graham. He's going to be sixth quick, an 18.558 thus far. Casey Jimerson in the third spot. Joshua Martin holds the fourth position, and Jamie Shirley is in fifth. Next driver to come around for the green flag from Huntsville, Texas, the 5T Utilities, TMT Utilities, Twardesky Racing, TR1 Race Cars, number 27T of Curtis Twardesky. And your second competitor on the Speedway at the moment from Willis, Texas, in the Grant Whitney Racing, number 3G, that's Donald Kane. Donald Kane has one win on the year. I believe it was at 105 Speedway, if I'm not mistaken. First lap. Still having trouble getting it to come up in front of me. Your next competitor is from Robeline, Louisiana, and the Scotty Shade Tree Performance Myers Automotive CB Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 1 of Stony Dubois. And from Shreveport, Louisiana, in the Twin City Towing All Property Services PTS Race Engines Laser Race Cars number 10X of Josh Daughtery. For Stony Dubois is 10th quick, an 18.474. And the first lap for Josh Daughtery, 5th quick, an 18.094. Knocks Casey Jimerson off of the board. Your top 5. Justin Whitehead, fastest overall so far, 17.887. This is Group 2 rundown. 20 of Neil Kemp with the 17.900 is second fastest. Brian Cook in third with the 17.905. Craig Persley in fourth with an 18.043. And Josh Daughtery in fifth with an 18.094. The next driver is from Inez, Texas, in the 3L Farms, J&R Leda Farm and Ranch, Tony's Mobile Home Service 2.5 chassis, number 24 of John Leda. And behind him from Leesville, Louisiana, in the Tiger Electric, Ben's Auto Restoration, Doug Rochong Trucking, Brandon Rochong Chassis, number 23B is Blake Griffin. And problems for Blake Griffin in turn 2. It's all kind of crossed up. That's going to screw up his first lap. But the first lap for John Leda is an 18.772. That's 15th fastest. Blake Griffin will be in last by a large margin due to the spin out, or the near spin out, I should say, in turn number 2. John Leda improves to 14th fastest in 18.682. Second lap better for him. And here comes Blake Griffin. We'll see what he can knock off in his second lap. He's going to be 16th quick, a 19.006 for the 23B of Blake Griffin. Your next competitor to take the clock from Colfax, Louisiana, in the original Parker Chairs and Swings, Joel's Auto Sales, Don's Racing Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 9 of John Parker Jr. He's got 4 wins on the year, all coming at Thunder Valley Speedway. And behind him from Minden, Louisiana, in the Debbie Calendar Realtor, Chad's Auto and Exhaust PTS Race Engines, Chad Calendar Race Cars, number B1, the defending King of the Hill, Kyle Cummings. The 9 car of John Parker Jr. rolls through 3 and 4, coming to take the white flag. His first lap will look like this, 6th quick, an 18.113. Just a few ticks off of that top 5 position. Kyle Cummings, quick time, a 17.764 for the B1 of Kyle Cummings. Takes over the fastest time in Group 2 and the fastest time overall. Second lap for John Parker Jr., not as good, 7th fastest in an 18.094. The second lap for Kyle Cummings. He will fail to improve on his fastest lap. The 17.764 is the top of the board now for Kyle Cummings. Up next from Ruston, Louisiana, driving the Southern Roofing Bobby's Body Shop PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number L100 of Lee Patton. And from Robeline, Louisiana, in the Cane River Waterslide Payroll Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 55 of Dalton Dubois. Dalton Dubois has been edging closer and closer each weekend to a race win, but has thus far in his career been unable to be the first to cross the checkered flag. Lee Patton's first lap will be a 10th fastest overall, an 18.194 for Lee Patton. And the first lap for Dalton Dubois, 5th quick, a 17.970 for Dalton Dubois. Checker flag waving for Lee Patton, 9th fastest. Improves on his second lap. It's an 18.117 for Patton. And the second lap for Dalton Dubois, much worse, 4/10 off of his first time, but he is 5th quick, a 17.970. So your top 5 cars in group number 2. Kyle Cummings takes over the top of the board with a 17.764. Justin Whitehead with a 17.887. Neil Kemp in third with a 17.900. Brian Cook with a 17.905, and Dalton Dubois with a 17-9-7-0 will round out the top 5 in Group 2. So, again, group number 1, your top 5 was Ricky Ingalls with a 17-9-4-8. Dalton Faulkner second, C.J. Howell third. Fourth was Terry Tussey, and Cody Myers rounded out the top 5 in group number 1. Group number 2, and fastest overall, the B1 of Kyle Cummings with a 17-7-6-4. Justin Whitehead second, Neil Kemp third, Brian Cook in fourth, and Dalton Dubois rounding out the top 5 in group number 2. Those 10 drivers will all take another 2 laps to determine tonight's fast qualifier. Attention in the pits, if you lost your cell phone, we've got it at the tower. If you lost a cell phone, come up here and unlock it for us to prove that it's yours. We've also got a wallet. Attention in the pits. We've got a wallet up here in the tower. You must tell us who is identified within the wallet. All right, folks, we're waiting for one more car. Those of you watching at home on Race On Texas to get through the scales, and we're going to set them loose. The top 10, top 5 from each group. Going to battle for the top 10 spots. Fastest qualifier will receive $1,000. And your fastest time not locked into the feature on Saturday after the B mains will receive a provisional to start at the tail of the field. And here we go for the final group, the top 10. First car from Longview, Texas, the Twin City Towing Harvey Toyota PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 81 of Ricky Ingalls. Second competitor from Minden, Louisiana, fastest overall so far in the Debbie Callender Realtor Chad's Auto and Exhaust PTS Race Engines Chad Callender Race Cars, number B1 of Kyle Cummings. Lap for Ricky Ingalls is 17.980. Excuse me, that was Kyle Cummings' time of 17.980, his fastest time. Ricky Ingalls with a 17.990. Fast time for Ricky Ingalls, the 81, with a 17.908, and Kyle Cummings, quick time with a 17.862. Kyle Cummings takes it right back from Ricky Ingalls. Fastest time setting the pace is 17.862. The next driver comes from Cut and Shoot, Texas. Behind the wheel, the 5-star Septic John Lita Farms Knowles Performance Engines DAF chassis, number 27 of Dalton Faulkner. And from Texarkana, Texas, aboard the W&W Timber A&T Delivery Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 36J of Justin Whitehead. Flag waves for Dalton Faulkner. His first lap going to come in third quick, an 18.401, way off the pace on his first attempt. And here comes Justin Whitehead for his first time, third quick, a 17.952 for Whitehead. Coming around to grab the checkered flag, Dalton Faulkner's second lap is a 17.970, much improved but still fourth quick for Dalton Faulkner. And the second lap for Justin Whitehead as he comes across second quick is 17.885. Kyle Cummings at the top of the board with a 17.862. Up next, we've got a driver from Dry Prong, Louisiana, in the bodies by C.J. Hunter and Beck Attorneys, Rodney Howell Performance Engines, Osborne Race Cars, number 234 of C.J. Howell. And out of Mineral Springs, Arkansas, behind the wheel of the Team Smallwood Remax Club 20 Suspension Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 20 of Neil Kemp. Neil Kemp has 10 wins on the year, coming at several different racetracks across the Arklatex. and up into Oklahoma as well. The 234 of C.J. Howell has 2 wins to his credit this season thus far. His first lap going to be 5th quick, an 18.004 for the 234 of C.J. Howell. First lap for Neil Kemp. He'll take away the 5th spot, 17.972. Just 2 1/1000ths of a second off of Dalton Faulkner's 4th fastest time. Second lap for C.J. Howell, not as good. He'll stay in 6th with an 18.004. And the second lap for Neil Kemp. Quick time, a 17.832 for Neil Kemp. From Texarkana, Arkansas, in the Texarkana Tire and Wheel Pro 1 Transmission Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 18 of Terry Tussey. And from Florine, Louisiana, in the War Shocks by K. Dillard Racing Brian Cook Trucks Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 100 plus of Brian Cook. Neil Kemp sitting pretty at the top of the board, a 17.832, 300ths of a second faster than Kyle Cummings. First lap for Terry Tussey, 7th fastest, an 18.084. First lap for Brian Cook, 6th quick, a 17.973. 17.973 for Brian Cook is 6th fastest. Terry Tussey moves into the top 5, 17.959 for Terry Tussey on his second attempt. Coming to grab the checkered flag. Brian Cook's second lap not as good. A 17.973 will stand for 7th at the moment. Our final 2 qualifiers. First out from Bossier City, Louisiana, in the Twin City Towing Herald's Transmissions PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 55M of Cody Myers. And from Robeline, Louisiana, in the Cane River Waterslide Pero Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 55 of Dalton DuBois. Green flag waves for Cody Myers. He's got 1 win to his credit this season at Arklatex Speedway. 55 of Dalton DuBois, still looking for his first win of the season and his first win of his career. White flag coming out, 1 lap down for Cody Myers. And his first lap will be 5th quick, a 17.924 for Myers. Pair of double nickels taking these final laps. First lap for Dalton DuBois, 2nd quick, a 17.840 for Dalton DuBois. He's right there knocking on the door. Cody Myers, 5th quick, a 17.889. His night is done. Coming to take the checkered flag. Does DuBois have it? Not as good on his second lap. He will settle for 2nd. Fastest time overall was Neil Kemp, your fast qualifier, with a 17.832. Second fastest, just 0.08 of a second slower. Dalton DuBois with a 17.840 in second. Kyle Cummings, 3rd fastest, a 17.862. Justin Whitehead in 4th, and Cody Myers, your 5th fastest driver overall tonight. All right, here talking to Neil Kemp, your fastest qualifier for the opening night of the Battle on the Bend. Man, you've had an absolutely stellar year, 10 wins on the year. I think you just count about 5, 6 different tracks this season, and you get this big weekend, really the first major weekend, first crown jewel for factory stocks of the year. You get it started right off on the wrong foot, $1,000 in your back pocket, just for putting down a couple of fast laps, and the racing starts tomorrow, but you got to feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've never been quick time, I don't think, and it's got me nervous. You know, a lot of us, I did get second to you, didn't I? But we joke around a lot that everybody that gets quick time, they don't ever win the A main Saturday, and now I'm nervous.
Well, it just goes to show how big of a great field and how many strong competitors we have. Even without the Jones brothers battling it out this weekend, we've got a great stellar field of probably 40 or 50 guys that you could really see taking home this chat.
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of fast cars here. A lot of locals right here that's really fast, and so yeah, it's gonna be tough.
All right, well, let's hear about everybody. Just in case you don't make it back to victory lane, let's hear about everybody who helps you out on the car.
I'm going to have to read it, of course. Team Smallwood, Remax, Realtor, Mena, Arkansas. Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, Harold's Transmission, Rawls Racing, A&T Delivery, Swift Springs, American Automotive, Don Wildy Racecraft, Team 5 Enterprises, Farmers Tree Service. Make sure I mention Outlaw Race Cars. JBR Logging.
All right. Well, I know you haven't raced here very much over the last many years, but just over the last couple of years, you've been coming down for a few of our big shows. You like the place? Is it a racy joint for you?
Yeah, I come down here back in '18, and I swore I'd never come back. It wasn't very good, and then Bubba and them get it, and it is crazy how much they've turned this place around.
Right, and a great turnaround. Some great racing going on just on our weekly races, but we're about to, this weekend, we just kicked it off, the biggest race ever here at Sabine. What would it mean for you to end up back here on Saturday night at a racetrack that you hadn't raced at a whole lot, but it's turning over. It's becoming quite a big thing, I would say. What would it mean to you to win the biggest race that's ever taken place here?
Be pretty dang cool.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for joining us on Race on Texas. Come out tomorrow night, Friday night, for the opening night of the Battle on the Bend. We've got the Faster Pastor Cup. Street Stocks will be in the house, a full show for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. And, of course, your 2 sets of heat races, passing point style for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. $7,500 on the line. I'm Joshua Bell. You can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. Find us on Facebook at Sabine Speedway. And join us tomorrow night. Thank you and have a good one.